But behind the flawless smiles and perfect photographs, something dangerous was brewing. Something no one expected. And when the truth finally surfaced, it didn't just end a relationship, it shattered two lives. It all began quietly. After the king, eternal monarch, their connection became the talk of the industry. Fans adored them. Brands adored them even more. Together, they were untouchable. Korea's golden pair. The man who ruled screens, and the woman who ruled hearts. But the higher you climb, the more fragile the ground becomes. Sources close to the production once said, even when the cameras stopped rolling, they stayed in character. It was as if the line between fiction and reality disappeared. Lee Min-ho would linger long after filming, finding reasons to stay. Kim Go-eun would blush at his playful remarks. It wasn't scripted anymore. It was real. And everyone around them felt it. But fame, like love, demands sacrifice. And theirs came with a price neither expected to pay. Months after the drama ended, rumors began to swirl. Whispers of distance, of disagreements, of someone else. At first, no one believed it. Lee Min-ho's reputation was spotless. He had always been careful. A man who protected his image and his heart. But love doesn't always stay clean. Sometimes, it stains everything it touches. The story broke one late night, a tabloid headline that sent shockwaves through the industry. Lee Min-ho spotted with mystery woman, not Kim Go-eun. Photos surfaced. Grainy, yet unmistakable. A car, a familiar silhouette, and Lee Min-ho's unmistakable smile. Shared with someone who wasn't Go-eun. Fans were stunned. The internet went into chaos. Was it true? Was this the end of their story? At first, his agency denied it. They called it a misunderstanding. A casual meeting between friends. But the damage was done. Because behind the denial, Kim Go-eun's silence said everything. She unfollowed him quietly. Deleted photos that fans once dissected for clues of love. And for the first time in years, she disappeared from public view. No statements. No appearances. Just silence. The kind that only heartbreak can create. Friends later revealed she was devastated. Not just because of the betrayal, but because of who it was. The woman in question. A close acquaintance. Someone Kim Go-eun had trusted. Someone who had once been in their inner circle. That's what made it unbearable. It wasn't just infidelity. It was deception. Woven by people she thought she could rely on. One close friend reportedly said, she didn't cry at first. She just sat there, staring at her phone in disbelief. Because sometimes, pain isn't loud. Sometimes, it's the silence that kills you. And in that silence, she made her decision. She ended it. No drama. No revenge. Just quiet dignity. When the news of their breakup hit the media, fans refused to believe it. Maybe it's temporary. Maybe they're just taking a break. But insiders confirmed. It was final. Kim Go-eun was done. In her first appearance months later, she looked different. Composed but distant. Smiling for cameras, but with eyes that carried stories untold. When asked about love in an interview, she answered softly, sometimes, love is not enough when trust is gone. That one sentence was all the confirmation the world needed. Lee Min-ho, meanwhile, stayed out of the spotlight. No public comments. No clarification. Just absence. Some say it was guilt. Others say it was respect. Whatever it was, it only deepened the mystery. Weeks turned into months, and though fans tried to move on, the ghost of what happened lingered online. Every photo, every quote, every old video clip suddenly felt haunted. Then, unexpectedly, he broke his silence. During a fan meeting, someone shouted, "Do you still talk to Kim Go-eun?" The room went quiet. Lee Min-ho hesitated, then gave a small, almost painful smile. Some people, he said, you never stop caring for, even if they no longer walk beside you. The crowd erupted, but beneath his calm tone, those who listened closely heard something else: remorse. Insiders later revealed that he had tried to reach out, messages that went unanswered, calls left ringing, and eventually, a letter, handwritten, delivered quietly through a mutual friend. The content of that letter was never revealed, but one line reportedly read, "If I could undo the hurt, I would trade the fame for peace." Whether she ever replied, no one knows. Kim Go-eun, for her part, seemed determined to move forward. Her next project was a story about resilience, a woman rebuilding her life after betrayal. She said yes to it immediately. Art imitated life, and she poured every ounce of her pain into the role. Fans said her performance felt too real. Every tear, every trembling word, felt like confession hidden in plain sight. Then came that post. Months after the scandal, Kim Go-eun uploaded a single image, a cracked glass heart lying on a script. No caption, no hashtags, just the image. Within hours, the internet was ablaze again. She's finally speaking her truth. She's healing. She's telling us what really happened. It wasn't confirmation. It wasn't denial. It was something else entirely. A woman reclaiming her story. Behind closed doors.
Those who knew her said she had changed. Calmer.
Stronger. At peace. Because sometimes, forgiveness isn't about the other person. It's about freeing yourself. And Kim Go-eun had finally learned that. As for Lee Min-ho, he rebuilt himself in silence. A man once defined by perfection had been humbled by consequence. He spoke less, worked more, and carried himself differently, as if he had finally understood what his fame had cost him. During a later interview, a journalist asked if he regretted anything. He paused, then said quietly, "Regret isn't useful, but I do wish I'd been braver when it mattered most." Those who heard it knew what he meant. It wasn't about career. It wasn't about roles. It was about her. Because sometimes, you only understand love when it's too late to fix it. Today, fans still revisit their story. Clips of their old interviews. Behind-the-scenes moments where their laughter felt genuine. And every time, people comment the same thing. They were real. Maybe they were. Maybe they still are. Just in ways we can't see anymore. Because love doesn't always disappear. Sometimes, it just changes form. Soft piano builds. The shocking affair didn't just end a romance. It reminded everyone that even stars bleed. That behind the lights, they are still human, capable of mistakes, and deserving of forgiveness. But forgiveness doesn't always mean return. Sometimes it means walking away. With grace and memory. Kim Go-eun once said in an interview, "I used to think love had to be perfect. Now I know it just has to be honest." And perhaps that is the real ending. Because in the ashes of their heartbreak, she found honesty.